So you've been given a story that has no real video. You're told there's some file video. Maybe some photographs need to be shot. And if you look around, you might find some B-roll shot by someone else. And of course, it's not real good. And the reporter hands you a stack of tapes and says, just jazz it up. And you say to yourself, what do I do?
The wind has called your number. The northern lights have beckoned thee to fulfill ancestral desire. Horn polar bear, your brother's call from eras gone, when Eskimos depended on you, you grim-faced Hmong.
Dog's not going to pull if he won't respond to you. And that's attitude. The dog's got to love you. It's the love of the dog and his owner, and that's what it's all about.
Pull, boy. Pull. Come on, big guy. Hey, come. Hey, come.
The white man is the oppressor.
Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power.
Malcolm was a drug dealer.
We've got to fight the powers that be.
Malcolm would say in no unabashed terms what people thought but were always afraid to say.
What we got to say. Fight the power.
He wasn't militant in the sense that he wanted to go out and kill white folks.
Malcolm X, the man, the myth, once feared, now a symbol of identity, a symbol of a struggle against oppression, redefined by a whole new generation.
While Martin Luther King was talking about a dream that he had, Malcolm X was saying that this is a nightmare. America is a nightmare.
He was born Malcolm Little on May 19, 1925, in Omaha, Nebraska. His father, a preacher, his mother the product of a rape by a white man. Like others in his time, he was born into a world of racism and hatred.
You see, this vicious, fork-tongued white man has been able to...
What's your name?
I really believe I can watch 3 different programs at one time.
Well, let's say I like being in control. I like being in control.
Yeah, you like that control.
So annoying.
Zapping!
It used to be so simple. Just sit down with the family and watch some television. Just 3 channels, no remote, no problem.
Like modern technology, it kills me.
Call it zapping, surfing, flipping, cruising.
Grazing?
Yes, grazing too. It's completely changed the way people watch TV.
I think it actually allows you to see more than just one particular station.
Easy.
You have a choice without having to make an effort.
The TV business used to think it had zapping all figured out. Men zap twice as much as women. Young men zap twice as much as old men. Women over 65 hardly zap at all. Not is right. Zapping is changing. Turns out everybody zaps if they get the chance. Older folks are zapping more than ever. So are women.
If you don't have a remote, then I don't want the TV.
If the only TV available was one without a remote, I would take it. But then I would just move my furniture closer to the TV.
9 out of 10 homes have remotes. We're becoming a nation of zappers. But young men still do zap the most. That might be why sports get zapped more than any other program.
If there's nothing that I really like, I'll watch 4 or 5 different shows.
The dedicated zapper memorizes his remote keypad.
You gotta learn to know this.
And if more men still zap, it means more women still hate it.
So annoying. I don't even watch TV sometimes with him.
I like to be in control because it's like I want to watch the certain things.
Last night I had the controller and I was flipping like he does, and he started yelling at me.
The zapper creates an individualized TV universe, a personal channel.
It's Shane's world.
It's Jerry's world.
It's Jen's world.
Your channel is what you make out of bits and pieces of all the television out there.
You're right.
I'm editing for the hour I'm sitting here. I'm constantly editing.
You run the show.
Zapping!
And as more people zap, you run the show more and more.
Copter 4 have all kinds of sympathy for the people down on the ground who have to endure some of the traffic jam-ups and slowdowns and gum-ups. Leedsdale being the case in point. We are out near Leedsdale and Alameda, and when viewers ask why don't they synchronize these lights, we sent News 4's Thelma Gutierrez out to find the answer.
It's enough to make you scream.
We're stuck in traffic again.
Be sure of that.
Green light for the guy ahead, then a red light for you all the way down Leedsdale.
When you're going down the street and have to stop at every street light, it drives me crazy.
You and everyone else. So?
Why don't they synchronize these lights?
Do you have questions?
Why don't they synchronize these lights?
News 4 has the answer.
We put the question to the guy in charge, Dennis Royer.
Our answer is they already are synchronized.
Try to tell that to these people.
Why don't they synchronize these street lights?
According to the city, the real problem is one of perception.
The easiest answer I can say to those people is it's a combination of the location of the signals, which doesn't give us perfect progression spacing.
In a 3.5-mile stretch along the Denver portion of Leedsdale, there are 12 stoplights. 46,000 people pass through here every day. In theory, you'd need 6 lanes for traffic.
In high volume periods, a traffic signal cannot make up for lack of capacity. Signal timing does not solve capacity problems, never will, never has.
And so it seems many will continue asking the question,
why don't they synchronize these street lights?
Thelma Gutierrez, News 4.
And once again live in Copter 4 over Leedsdale.
My name is Alex Echo. I'm an artist. I'm just a painter who wants to paint a pretty picture. My hope is, first of all, to accomplish a beautiful work of art. The dialogue is so important. The dialogue of people questioning what they're seeing, getting past the surface of their skin, of their ideas, getting past the surface down into the core that we are all the same. The whole reason is about the human story, the story underlying the surface of our skin, of our ideologies. It's about really the underlying essence of all of us. We're not different. We are all connected. We're all one. It's just, I believe, our thought and our ideas that separate us. So this is the closest meaning I can think of to express that. I didn't sleep well last night. I had a couple of dreams about painting with something so toxic. Well, today we're painting with HIV positive blood and negative blood. The blood is the absolute essence of our oneness. It's written about in the Bible, in the Quran, in the Torah, on and on and on. It's our absolute essence. And it's the single way I could represent the unity of mankind and separate the ideology. The bottom line, my envisionment is that it's going to be beautiful. Beautiful to look at, first of all, and then the conversation that will envelop, I hope, is just as dynamic. I picture a fourth grade field trip to a museum or an art gallery, and the students first going, "Ooh, it's blood," and then the second question will be, "Well, Mrs. Jones, which one is the woman? Which one's the man? Which one's the black man? Which one's the white man? Which one's the straight man, the gay man?" The questions, it's all about questions. The risk actually leaves after a few minutes being exposed to the air. And I seal it in acrylic resin, and it's sealed forever. You can actually come up and touch. It's just about the dialogue. It's about a beautiful picture first, and the dialogue of the human story that will come. That's the most important part. This is the blood of two people, two individuals, and it's finished. For me, it's beautiful. For me, it's powerful.
Summer Rain says she met No Eyes in 1984 on a desolate forest trail she had never traveled before.
I had chills go up me, and I looked up, and there was an old woman standing in the pines. I turned to leave, and then she called, "Summer Rain."
Soon after, she says, No Eyes revealed her message through a prayer ritual.
She would sprinkle 7 ingredients into the fire one by one, and soon images of her visions would begin to appear.
Images of a devastating California.
Tonight, a worldwide exclusive.
Told to stand there, give a thumbs up, smile, stand behind all the naked Iraqis in the pyramid.
News 4's Brian Moss talks to the woman at the center of the Iraqi abuse scandal.
I mean, I was told to smile. Hey, look at the camera and smile. Say cheese.
The Lindy England interview, tonight at 10, only on News 4.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. All right, dude. Bye.
I tell him again, don't move.
Come on in.
Let me see your hands.
Did you ever see a weapon?
No.
What? Looking for a date?
It was late afternoon outside the Top Star Motel.
Yeah, you want to come up with me? We'll do a little bit.
Aurora police were conducting a prostitution sting. Officer Judy Lutkin is the decoy, luring prostitution patrons to a motel room at the Top Star. Her third catch of the day, Jamal Bonner. But Bonner doesn't want sex, only to sell crack cocaine. A company guzzling your water, the same water you pay for, the same water that's in short supply. They've been siphoning it off without a trace. It's been happening by day and by night in northern Colorado and in the metro area. For 2 months, our undercover cameras repeatedly caught the largest street sweeping company in the state taking water from towns, cities, and water districts along the Front Range, even though the company did not have permits, did not have permission, and hadn't paid a dime for the water.
That's out and out water theft.
Terry Baird was a dispatcher for Great American Sweeping for 6 months before he quit. Baird says the company headquarters does not have its own fire hydrant, so drivers were given specific directions.
They're instructed to stop at any hydrant they see, use the hydrant wrench, which is in every truck, open it up, and fill up their tanks.
Who would they steal water from?
Every municipality they worked in.
These sweepers need water to keep dust down, 350 gallons of water each time they fill up. If you want water like this, you have to pay for a permit and a meter, and pay for what you take. March 30th, a Great American Sweeper driver takes water from a hydrant in the city of Johnstown. The company has no permit for this. He then sweeps for a private developer who also has no water permit. April 13th, Great American siphons off water from a hydrant at the Park Meadows Mall, then sweeps highways under a contract with the state. The company had no permit to take water from the Southgate Water District. And you get water meters and you play by the rules.
That's exactly right, and it's spelled out.
Great American's owner insisted the company and its workers don't hijack water. So you guys don't steal water?
We do not steal water.
You always have permits?
We always have.
You always have meters?
Yes.
You're always playing by the rules?
Yes.
Anybody who says that your drivers are stealing water is basically lying.
That's correct.
I want to share with you just a little
footage
tape. Yeah, a little footage, actually.
Okay.
But then we showed Sanborn tape of his crews pilfering water on a regular basis. Do you have a water meter from the Southgate Water District?
No.
Do you have a water meter from the city of Golden?
No, we do not.
Do you have a water meter from the city of Johnstown?
No, we don't.
Do you have a water meter from the Meridian Metro District?
Okay.
No?
No.
Questions to you. What's going on here?
Drivers are using unauthorized water and unauthorized meter in locations.
Sanborn blamed his workers, saying this is their fault. And he blamed the contractors who hire Great American, saying they are supposed to provide water. He insisted drivers were not instructed to steal water, even if that's the way it appeared.
Those drivers are the ones that are doing something illegal. It's just
Do you think you have any responsibility for all this water theft?
You always have responsibility, yes.
Sanborn says
a lot of educational toys.
Armed with a hidden camera, we wanted to find out what daycares that have been on probation would tell us about the problems they've had. State records show daycares across the state have been cited for thousands of serious violations. The worst? Toddlers walking away, children riding in a car while sitting on each other's laps, workers slapping and swearing at kids.
I'm Christy.
Christy. One of our first stops, the Children's World Learning Center in Greeley. Our research found the state put them on probation last year for a child leaving without the staff noticing.
Have you ever had any problems?
If tomorrow all the things were gone I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife.
No human being should have to live like this.
Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
I'm gonna find a good job, like try to be a lawyer.
Now, what kind of justice is that? You know what the justice is? It's the just us system of the white man.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say,
I feel that I have been disgraced and defamed.
and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
I have sinned.
And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt